Hey, stop scrolling. If you're even thinking about starting GLP-1 medications like semaglutide or tirzepatide, do not start without watching this first. I'm Jennifer, I'm 38, and I lost 54 pounds in 10 months using GLP-1 therapy. But I made some critical mistakes at the beginning that almost derailed everything. I'm going to share the 5 things I wish someone had told me before I started. Things that would have saved me weeks of frustration, hundreds of dollars, and honestly, a trip to urgent care. When my first doctor prescribed this, she literally said, take this shot once a week, you'll eat less, you'll lose weight. That's it. No explanation. So I thought it was magic. I thought I could eat whatever I wanted, just smaller portions, and the weight would fall off. Wrong. Here's what I learned the hard way. GLP-1 medications mimic a hormone your gut produces after eating. They slow down how fast food leaves your stomach, they help regulate your blood sugar, and yes, they reduce appetite. But, and this is crucial, they don't burn fat for you. They don't speed up your metabolism. They just make it easier to eat less. The medication gave me appetite control, but I still had to make the right food choices. I still had to move my body. The medication was a tool, not a magic solution. When I finally understood this, really understood it, everything changed. I stopped expecting miracles and started doing the actual work alongside the medication. My first doctor started me on a standard dose immediately. Within 3 days, I was so nauseous I couldn't work. I was dizzy, exhausted, and I spent an entire weekend in bed. I almost quit right there. Then I found Direct Meds, this telemedicine platform that connects you with doctors who actually specialize in GLP-1 therapy. Not just regular doctors writing prescriptions, but physicians who do this all day, every day. My Direct Meds physician, Dr. Chen, completely changed my approach. She started me on the lowest possible dose, way lower than standard. She said, Jennifer, we're not in a race. I'd rather you feel good and stay consistent than start high, feel terrible, and quit. We increased slowly over months. And you know what? I had almost 0 side effects. I've now worked with Direct Meds for 10 months. Out of their hundreds of patients I've talked to in support groups, almost nobody quits due to side effects. Why? Because they titrate carefully and check on you weekly. Not everyone needs maximum doses. I'm at 1 milligram of semaglutide, not even close to max, and I've lost 54 pounds. Dr. Chen says only about 2% of her patients actually need maximum dosing. Start low, go slow, it works. I know you don't want to hear this. Trust me, I didn't either. I wanted the medication to do all the work. But here's the reality. Studies show that people who stop GLP-1 medications regain 2/3 of their weight within a year if they haven't built new habits. 2/3. That terrified me. I didn't want to be a statistic. So I did what Direct Meds recommended from day one. I started strength training 3 times per week. I'd never lifted weights in my life. I learned to prioritize protein, at least 120 grams daily. I started meal prepping on Sundays. The medication made me less hungry, which made these changes actually possible. Before GLP-1, I was starving all the time. Willpower didn't work. But with appetite control, suddenly I could make better choices. Direct Meds didn't just give me medication. They connected me with a nutritionist. They gave me workout plans. They had weekly support groups with other patients. That comprehensive approach is why I've kept the weight off. The medication was the tool, but the lifestyle changes are what made it stick. Losing significant weight isn't just physical, it's deeply psychological. I had been overweight since my 20s. My identity was wrapped up in being the fat friend. As the weight came off, I didn't know who I was anymore. I felt vulnerable, visible, it was honestly uncomfortable. Plus, GLP-1 medications affect the reward pathways in your brain. For me, that meant food suddenly wasn't comforting anymore. Which sounds great, except food had been my coping mechanism for stress, sadness, everything. I had to learn new ways to deal with emotions. That was harder than any diet. Direct Meds was incredible about this. Dr. Chen checked in on my mental state at every appointment. When I mentioned feeling anxious about my changing body, she immediately connected me with a therapist who specializes in weight loss patients. That support saved me. I genuinely don't think I would have succeeded without addressing the psychological piece. If you have a history of disordered eating, body image issues, or you've used food as emotional comfort, please address that before or during GLP-1 therapy. The medication changes your relationship with food, and you need to be prepared for that. Most doctors will put you on GLP-1 and say, great, you'll be on this long term. And maybe some people need that, but I didn't want to inject myself forever. Direct Meds was different. On my very first consultation, Dr. Chen said, Jennifer, our goal is to use this medication as a bridge while you build sustainable habits. Eventually, we'll taper you down and see if you can maintain without it. From day one, we had a plan. We tracked not just my weight, but my habits. Was I consistently hitting my protein goals? Was I strength training regularly? Was I managing stress without using food? Now, at 10 months, we're starting to reduce my dose. We're testing whether I can maintain at a lower dose or eventually come off entirely. And I'm not terrified because I've built real habits. I've changed my lifestyle. The medication helped me get here, but I've done the work to stay here. If your doctor doesn't talk about an exit strategy, that's a red flag. You deserve a plan that goes beyond just stay on this forever. Look, I know GLP-1 medications can be life-changing. They were for me, but only because I did it the right way. I tried on my own first with a regular doctor who didn't specialize in this. It was a disaster. Then I found Direct Meds, board-certified physicians who specialize in metabolic health, weekly check-ins, slow, careful dosing, comprehensive support with nutrition, exercise, and mental health, medication from verified, legitimate pharmacies, and an actual plan from start to finish. Cost? About $150 a month versus $1,500 for brand name. Real medical supervision, not sketchy online vendors. If you're serious about starting GLP-1 therapy the right way, check out Direct Meds. I'll put the link in the description. Don't make the mistakes I made. Start smart, get real support, and remember, the medication is a tool, but you do the work. Thanks for watching.